Practice Test 4. Part 1. Question 1. When conduit or tubing nipples having a maximum length not to exceed 24 inches, are installed between boxes and similar enclosures, the fill shall be permitted to 60%. Conduit, tubing nipples with max length of 24 inches, are installed between boxes and enclosures, the fill is permitted up to 60%. 60% conduit nipple fill of 24-inch max between boxes and enclosures. Question 2. Power limited fire protective signaling circuit conductors shall be any of the above. Bonded stranded copper, solid copper or bunch tin stranded copper. Power fire protective signal circuit conductors must be any of above. Bonded stranded copper, solid copper or bunch tin stranded copper. Power fire signal circuit must be bonded stranded, solid copper or bunch tin copper stranded wire. Question 3. Equipment enclosed in a case or cabinet that is provided with a way of sealing or locking so that live parts cannot be made accessible without opening the enclosure is said to be sealable equipment. Equipment in a case or cabinet, provided with way of sealing or locking, so live parts cannot be made accessible without opening the enclosure is sealable equipment. Equipment in case or cabinet with locking, sealing means, so live parts not accessible unless opening the enclosure is sealable equipment. Question 4. The following diagram is a standard symbol used on blueprints and represents a thermal element. Diagram is a standard symbol on blueprints which represents a thermal element. The diagram shows standard symbol for a thermal element on plans. Question 5. A motor is protected against short circuit and ground fault by an adjustable instantaneous trip circuit breaker that is part of a combination controller having motor overload and short circuit and ground fault protection in each conductor. The setting of the instantaneous trip breaker shall be allowed to exceed through motor full load current by not more than 1,300%. Motor is protected against short circuit and ground fault by adjustable instantaneous trip breaker, is part of combination controller, having overload, short circuit and ground fault protection in each conductor. Instantaneous trip breaker may exceed motor full load current by 1,300%. Motor is protected against short circuit and ground fault by adjustable instantaneous trip breaker, is part of combination controller, having overload, short circuit and ground fault protection in each conductor. Instantaneous trip breaker may exceed motor full load current by 1,300%. Question 6. A plug fuse of the Edison base has a maximum rating of 30 amperes. Edison fuse base has max rating of 30 amps. 30 amp max rating for Edison fuse base. Question 7. The minimum headroom of working spaces about motor control centers shall be 6 feet 6 inches. 6 feet 6 inch minimum headroom, working spaces for motor control centers. Motor control centers, minimum headroom working space, 6 feet 6 inches. Question 8. Conductors larger than number 4 aught are measured in circular mills. Measure in circular mills for conductors larger than 4 aught. Conductors larger than number 4 aught are measured in circular mills. Question 9. True statement. A service disconnecting means can be installed outside and inside a building at a point that is nearest the point of entrance of the service entrance conductors. True. Service disconnecting means can be installed outside and inside a building, at nearest point of entrance to service entrance conductors. True. Service disconnecting means can be installed outside and inside a building, at nearest point of entrance to service entrance conductors. True. Question 10. If a metal lighting fixture is located 8 feet vertically or 5 feet horizontally from a kitchen sink, it shall be grounded. If a metal lighting fixture is located 8 feet vertically or 5 feet horizontally from a kitchen sink, it shall be grounded. Question 11. False statement. For temporary wiring over 600 volts, nominal fending or barriers shall be provided access for other than authorized and qualified personnel. False. Temporary wiring over 600 volts, nominal fending, barriers shall be provided access for other than authorized and qualified personnel. False. Temporary wiring over 600 volts, nominal fending, barriers shall be provided access for other than authorized and qualified personnel. False. Question 12. Within 10 feet of any structure, open wiring on insulators shall be insulated or covered. All open wiring on insulators must be covered within 10 feet or any structure. Within 10 feet of any structure, open wiring on insulators shall be insulated or covered. Question 13. The maximum ampere rating of a 4" by ½ bus bar is 2000. 4 by ½ bus bar has 2000 amp max rating. 2000 maximum ampere rating of 4" by ½ bus bar